So, Jonny, a good start to the United Rugby Championship for Ulster. Can you just tell us what your thoughts are around that?
Well, I think it has been a really good start for us. We're sitting in second place in the league after 4 from 5, and 4 really positive results, and perhaps a bit of a blip down in the Aviva Stadium against Connacht, which was maybe a bit of a reality check, but maybe not a bad time to get that. But overall, we've been really pleased to have those 4 wins, and 4 wins with bonus points against some difficult opposition. So I think we have to be pleased with the way that started, and the championship as a whole has felt really good, with the introduction of the South African teams and some really competitive matches across the leagues, and we've been pretty pleased with how that's gone, and looking forward to a busy period ahead.
And brilliant, obviously, to have spectators back at Kingspan Stadium. Can you just tell us what sort of boost that's given the team?
Yeah, listen, I think you don't realise how much you miss these things until they're gone. I think over the course of the past few weeks and months, to see crowds coming back in meaningful numbers has just been huge, and hopefully people feel that's been reflected in the performance of the team, because you can see they really feed off it. It's been really positive from the players and the staff side of it, but I would like to think that people have enjoyed coming back to watch the games as supporters as well, and that's what we want to continue to see as the season goes on, and just want to see that grow and grow. And
some really big games coming up then. So what do you think the weeks ahead will hold?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been interesting now with the shape of the season, where we've had a little bit of time to stew on that previous performance against Connacht. But the guys have been working incredibly hard in looking ahead to what's going to be a busy period at the end of November and through into December and January, but also an incredibly challenging period that we're going to have to up our game further and be more consistent than we have been to this point this season. And when you've got the likes of Leinster twice, Connacht, who we've got a bit of unfinished business to deal with there, and then a small matter of Clermont and Northampton, both of whom are big challenges because they're going well in their respective leagues, then that means a big December and January, and we need the players to turn up, and we need the supporters to turn up and cheer us on for a big set of matches.
And I'm sure there's a buzz then with the imminent arrival of Dwayne Vermeulen. What impact do you think that'll have on the squad?
Part of the reason that we wanted to bring Dwayne in was yes, because of the impact that we know he's going to have on the field, and I think there's a real buzz around the squad about a player of that stature and that calibre coming in to help that squad move along, both for some of the established guys, but also a lot of the young guys who can learn an awful lot from that player. And it's been really encouraging to see the way that he's performed during the autumn series over the course of the past few weeks, where he's put in some really big moments that hopefully he'll replicate when he comes to Belfast here in the coming weeks. But we also wanted to make a bit of a statement to supporters as well. It was perhaps disappointing with Marcel moving back to South Africa, and equally disappointing with the signature of Nakarawa falling through, but we feel like we've landed on a really good option, and I know that supporters will love what they see from Dwayne when he gets on the pitch. He is an Ulster type of player, and Ulster types of players like that have a history of people really getting behind them here in the stadium. So I'm looking forward to seeing the buzz and seeing what he can do for us when he gets out on the pitch here at Kingspan Stadium.
Super. And obviously, where the squad is at now is very important, but just in terms of kind of development and pathway opportunities, what work is going on in the background now? Yeah, well, that's been a big focus for us, because we all want to make sure that we've got as many Ulster born and bred players coming through the system and representing Ulster at the senior level. And that's not just the work of the academy, but it's how we work in conjunction with clubs and schools deeper into the pathway, on helping player development and helping identify talent coming from non-traditional rugby backgrounds. So we've placed a bit of a restructure around that, placed some additional resource in that, and that's a long-term project that should see a more sustainable future for Ulster in terms of the talent that's coming through the system, and that we provide better support for that performance setup, both in the male and the female game, as we look to create a real world-class high-performance pathway for players from any background to come through and represent Ulster at the highest level. And just in terms of the domestic game, obviously an exciting time then with matches back up in action and clubs and schools back at the game. What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, listen, it's been really encouraging to see the domestic game come back to life. I think we were all probably a bit worried, not just in rugby, but in domestic sport in general, about how that would recover after a period of inactivity when people found other things to do. And I think we've been really encouraged with the numbers that we're seeing back at school level, at youth level, and at adult level as well, both male and female. So it's been really encouraging to see that come back to life, and not only to see activity on the pitch, but to see clubhouses and bars start to come back on stream. And I'm looking forward over the course of the next few months to getting out and watching some matches and going and speaking to people about the province in the club game as that continues to recover. I think it's fair to say that we'll continue to see issues of cancellations from participation numbers and from COVID issues. But I think that's going to be a feature of the season and something that we need to continue to work with. But we're moving in the right direction with it, and we're really positive about the way that's going. So I'm delighted to see that being the case.